So this is one of the anthems of the year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the song that no matter where you are, people will sing along with you. When you hear the first 3 seconds, you know what it is. When you hear the do 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 do, everyone's like, all right, I know this song.
2012,
Let's
again,
go.
another extremely top heavy year. The top 10 of that year, both
It's
in
so
the singles,
good.
in the singles and the albums, they ruled the world. Like the rest of this, I don't know what happened after the top 10, top 15, but top 10 ruled the world that year. This was the year, well, 21 makes another number one appearance.
Yeah.
So that's another repeat for Adele for that year. One of the only albums to do so, by the way, to go repeat a year at number one. This was the year of Somebody That I Used to Know, We Found Love, Payphone, Starships by Nicki Minaj.
Oh my God.
What Makes You Beautiful, which was One Direction's first Billboard Top 100, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Looking back at it, so this is their first charting song. But again, a very, very top heavy year. So my honorable mention actually
Go for it.
for 2012 goes to the first Korean pop song to ever chart.
Was it the first?
Yeah,
it's the first song.
It's the first
Korean
it's the first,
song.
The first Korean
Okay.
song to ever chart on the Billboard Top 100 since its inception, which is, or at least in this decade that we're talking about.
Yeah,
is Gangnam Style.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
I don't even have to rant about how significant that song was for the world, for culture, for youth. You can love it, you can abhor it, but what it did to put Korean music on the international map. And I mean, again, this is after Girls' Generation and stuff like that. You can argue, I guess, in a way, you can kind of argue that Girls' Generation was also a pretty big thing internationally, and I guess yeah,
But
was,
it's not
sort of,
Gangnam Style.
but it just didn't have the smack, the impact, the punch that Gangnam Style had. And we were talking earlier about how like songs are coupled with dances and stuff. This is another example.
This is another
of
one.
Exactly that.
This is another one.
And yeah, I don't need to say too much more about how impactful that song was, but that honorable mention definitely goes to Gangnam Style.
This one definitely is a strong one because even like the way that they did it with the music video, it was like the first. I wouldn't say it's the first, right? But it's like one of the first significant, like it was almost like a meme music video. You know what I mean? Like it was like they were just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nonsensical
music video, just and then the dance associated with it. It's iconic. It's everybody learned how to do that horse whatever thing, you know.
Who knows what that is, dude?
You know, I don't know what it is, but we all learned how to do it.
Yeah, but we know how to do it. Yep.
It deserves your honorable mention.
Yeah.
All right, so my honorable mention for 2012 for the song of the year, honorable mention is "We Are Young," fun.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
wholeheartedly agree.
So this is one of the anthems of the year. You know what I mean? It's the song that no matter where you are, people will sing along with you. It's one of those songs that when you hear the first 3 seconds, you know what it is. When you hear the do 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 do, everyone's like, all right, I know this song. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just the power of the song. It felt like an anthem, and that's why it's my honorable mention for Song of the Year.
Yeah, that's a good choice, actually. Yeah, it's very anthemic, percussive heavy. It was the song that a whole group of people can sing together no matter their skill set in singing.
Doesn't matter.
Which is good for me. Trust me, that was good for me. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I that number 3, right? Of the year.
Number three. Well. Yeah. What's your album? Sorry, no. What's your song of the year for 2012?
My song of the year. This was a very easy choice, and similar to the
Adele know what thing, it is.
Yeah, I think you know what it is. But similar to the Adele thing, I was like, this is too easy. I feel like I should select something else, but like it had to go to Call Me Maybe. Call Me Maybe by Carly-Rae.
Yep.
Like I can't deny the first of all, my introduction to Carly-Rae was that of nonsensicalness and like kind of a meme, right? Everyone's introduction to it was. Call Me Maybe was just an infectious, catchy song, and it was stuck. I have never had like this very I can count on both of my hands how many songs have been stuck in my head for like longer than I would like it. And Call Me Maybe was definitely stuck in my head for much longer than I would like it. But in that same sense, that same album that it came from, which Emotion, I think it was. Or was it Kiss? No, it wasn't Emotion. It wasn't. It was Kiss. But basically what that song opened me up to Carly-Rae, and I never got to appreciate her much more until later years. But I just think Carly-Rae has nailed the chart pop sound. I think she's one of the only few artists to be able to do so. So at like the highest tier. And a lot of charting pop music, they're really good in one aspect and they falter in some, but they're really good in others. But I think Carly-Rae has nailed everything from the her use of rhythms, the production value, the song choice, the lyricism, the catchiness about it, the hooks, the way that she constructs the songs, the section by section. Not so much development that it doesn't make it kind of like hard to consume, but yeah, then that song's cultural impact that year was pretty damn significant, I would have to say. So Call Me Maybe for sure, which I think was number 2 behind.
It's number 2.
Gautier's Somebody That I Used to Know.
Yeah,
takes my number 1 for that year for sure.
I wrote down that song because it's so iconic to the year, and like what you said, it's one of those songs that doesn't leave your head. Yeah, it just doesn't.
It won't. It will never.
It won't. No matter how. But the reason why I didn't put it in is because I didn't like it for this year. I remember mainly because it was so catchy. You know, looking back, I'm like, wow, this is a masterpiece. At the time, I was like, I hate this song. It's so
like cheesy.
It's so cheesy. But I mean, like now knowing what we know about Carly-Rae and everything, I understand why it's here. So my winner for 2012, my song of the year for 2012. So I was tempted to like kind of like throw something random in. One that I was tempted to put in was Not Over You by Gavin DeGraw, but I'm not gonna do that. My number 1 is Somebody That I Used to Know.
Gautier. Yep. And that is number 1 of the year.
It is number 1 of the year. And the reason why I chose that song is because number 1, that's all I know about him. I
didn't think anyone knew more.
Exactly. Like I don't know anything else about that artist, that man, except for this song. But it was so strong that if you sing it now, or if you play it somewhere, people will know the song. They will recognize it. I remember the different covers along with the song. Like there was one, I forgot what that band, but like they had like one guitar, and there were like 6 people around it. And
oh my god, it's like Walk the Earth or something. It's like Walk the Earth or whatever.
Yeah, so like just stuff like that. Like everyone, and then with like his music video of like the painting, and all that stuff. It
was also a good start for Kimbra. Kimbra got a lot of opportunities off of that one as well, I would imagine.
Oh, I'm sure. And I just don't know what happened to the guy. Like, what happened to you, bro?
I know what happened to Kimbra, but
that's one of the reasons why I chose it, because it feels so that year, mainly because I don't associate him with any other year except for this one. So that's why
that's true.
It's my song of the year.
I mean, definition of a one-hit wonder, if anything, like
it is
textbook definition of a one-hit wonder. Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, that's a good way to do it. You make a song, you get it number 1 in the world, and then you just collect royalties for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Not a bad move.
Not a bad move.
Good on you, got
if you can get it to number 1, why not, right?
Yeah, good on him. I respect it. All right, albums of the year. My honorable mention went to Hands All Over by Maroon 5.
All right,
Like Songs About Jane was such a heavy hitting album that I don't think that they will be able to top Songs About Jane. But Hands All Over did have quite a few good songs in it as well. And I still listen to it from time to time. So that's why I did get my honorable mention. And I know a lot of people really like some of the songs from Hands All Over as well. But my album of the year, and I definitely think that this is kind of against the grain, but coming in at number 63 on the Billboard chart actually goes to Bangarang by Skrillex.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So this was an interesting choice because
go ahead.
Skrillex represented a genre that came and went. It happened, and then it's really hard for a genre of music to die.
You're right. Okay.
It's actually quite hard for a genre of music to die because there'll always be like the purists. There'll always be the people who like even the older styles like swing, jazz, stuff like that. People still listen to that quite heavily nowadays. Like these are very old styles of music. Dubstep was alive for like 3 or 4 years. And honestly, I don't know a single person nowadays who listens or creates dubstep music.
I remember like being in school during the time and people were like, you don't listen to dubstep, bro? Yeah. Like, it's good, man. And I was just like, ew, I only listen to real music. What is this? No, but I understand. I understand.
And so on that very point, while it is also difficult for a genre to die, it's just as hard to create one. And fair. I respect Skrillex a lot.
That's fair.
For this. And Bangarang itself, I actually love the album. So Skrillex and stuff, this was the album that was released 2 years after Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, which I would argue to be the gateway to dubstep. Like this opened up dubstep to everyone, which is like, that's like his ode to fame, Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. The song particularly, not the EP, because the EP itself is okay. But the song itself. So this is 2 years after, and it completely opened up my mind to what was possible with electronic music. Because the electronic music before was very, in my opinion, it was good. There's a lot of good ones, but it was very one-dimensional. It fair. Was like kick, snare, hats, synths, right? Yeah. And you know what to expect when you listen to an electronic song. Nothing comes out as a surprise. Until I listened to what Skrillex had to offer. I didn't know you can make that sound with a computer. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like it was just an assault of sonic like abnormalities.
Yeah.
And wobbing, I think it was the term. But
I remember that now. You're right. Right.
It's all wobbing stuff. And and like and this album itself, like against his older album, plus against other electronic albums that had come out previously, this one had more depth. It had more technical prowess, the sonic variations, which made it stand out as a whole, both for like how adventurous each sound was, but also how cohesive everything was together. It was an exciting album. It was an assault on my ears, but I enjoyed every moment of it. And that's why I got my album of the year for sure, because I don't think there's another album, a dubstep album that'll ever be released that would have as much of an impact on me musically.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so too. But yeah, and that's Bangarang by Skrillex. So yeah, that's my number one.
Oh my gosh, that's an interesting choice. I would have never thought that you'd pick that.
Yeah. So, all right, Trey, 2012.
My honorable mention for 2012, the 2012 album, goes to Channel Orange by Frank Ocean.
Yep. I suspected as much. I thought that would be either your number one or your honorable. Yeah, I suspected as much.
It ended the year at 74th. You have one reason why I picked this album is when you show people even just the album art, they will feel something. And I feel like that's so powerful. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, and at the time it felt fresh. It felt new. It was like, oh, what is this? You know what I mean? Is like, he's chill, he's mellow, but at the same time, it's like very artistic and easy to consume. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty I found in Channel Orange, by Frank Ocean. And you have like, you can't, you know what I mean? Can't deny it. Thinking About You is a huge song. Even till today, when people say Thinking About You, that, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the songs that just sticks to your head and you won't forget it. I don't care if you like it or not, you know the song. And that's one. You also have like Super Rich Kids, White, you know what I mean? And just as a person, like, still in high school during the time, I remember just going through it and being like, yes, this is me. This is how I feel.
This is how I feel. Yeah. A very, very deep album, both like for its impressionality, emotionality.
Yeah.
I've spanned it a couple of times back then. I haven't actually listened to it in a long time. I should revisit it.
Yeah.
It is a good album for sure.
My
But it's not as good as your album of the year, obviously.
My 2012 album of the year. My 2012 album of the year is Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. This is my album that got me first into hip hop like this. This album is, I remember prior to this, it was pretty much what I said before. It was like, it was a very pop or Paramore. Like that was kind of where I was at.
Yeah.
It's not pop Justin Bieber, but it's still pop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, I want real instruments, you know what I mean? No, but Good Kid, Mad City is one of the first albums that I got into that's hip hop. And I remember just going through the album, and Kendrick Lamar was one of the very first influences on me in hip hop. And I will always remember that. So that's why my winner for the 2012 album is Good Kid, Mad City.
Actually, that was quite unexpected, but I totally agree. I mean, Kendrick Lamar's only goes upward from there.
Yeah,
honestly.
Which we'll talk about.
All right. Yeah, which we'll talk about. So,